Let's get this out of the way. The Galaxy S25 FE is not what we expected. In fact, it's kind of confusing. It's got some clear wins, a few head scratchers, and a bunch of surprises packed into a phone that was supposed to be the budget flagship. So, what's really going on here? Let's unpack it, because this phone just flipped the script in ways no one saw coming. Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. If you're all about staying ahead of the curve in tech without drowning in hype, hit that like button, share this with your fellow phone nerds, and subscribe for more deep dives just like this one. So let's start with the thing that's getting everyone talking, the processor. Now for months, all the chatter pointed to a budget version of the Exynos 2400, or even MediaTek's Dimensity 9400 stepping in. People were cautiously optimistic, thinking, maybe this time we'll get something fresh or at least powerful. But here's the twist. A real Galaxy S25 FE prototype has shown up on Geekbench, and guess what? It's running the full-fat Exynos 2400, not the downclocked 2400E, not MediaTek, the same chip from Samsung's flagship S24 and S24 Plus. Now that might sound like a win, and to some degree it is. It shows Samsung isn't treating the FE like an afterthought anymore, but there's still a catch. For many Samsung fans, especially those in regions used to getting Snapdragon versions, this still stings. Why? Because the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, especially the Elite variant, is miles ahead in performance, battery efficiency, and heat management. Exynos 2400 is good, just not that good, and the story gets murkier. The Geekbench listing includes a model number ending in UFE, which usually means it's a US model, and if Samsung is planning to launch the S25 FE with Exynos in the US, that's a bold and risky move. This isn't like the S20 FE days, where US users got Snapdragon by default. It looks like Samsung is going all in on its in-house silicon, possibly to save costs amid rising Qualcomm prices. Now let's talk RAM. You'd think that in 2025, with mid-rangers boasting 12 GB, Samsung would follow suit. But no, the S25 FE sticks to 8 GB of RAM. Is that a deal breaker? For the average user, probably not. But for heavy multitaskers, gamers, and long-term buyers who want their phone to stay fast for years, it might be a missed opportunity. But then plot twist number 2. Android 16 out of the box. That's huge. The S25 FE could be one of the first Samsung phones to ship with Android 16 and One UI 8.0, which is rumored to be a major visual and performance overhaul. Think smoother animations, faster transitions, better battery optimization, everything just snappier. Combine that with Samsung's long-term update policy, and you're potentially looking at software support through Android 23. That's 7 years of updates. For a budget phone, that's insane. Cameras. Now this is where things get a little spicy. The S25 FE finally upgrades its selfie camera to 12 MP, matching the S25 flagship series. And we're not just talking more pixels. Leaks suggest it's the same sensor used in higher-end models. That means sharper selfies, better dynamic range, and clearer video calls. A legit step up. As for the rear setup, it's a mix of old and new. The 50 MP main sensor and 12 MP ultra-wide stick around. Solid performers, no complaints there. The 8 MP telephoto lens, it's back too. No upgrades, just a reliable 3x optical zoom we've seen on past FE models. Some were hoping for a bump, maybe a periscope-style lens or at least a higher resolution. But nope, Samsung is playing it safe here. And this is where the S25 FE gets weird. It gives you Android 16, a flagship-tier chip, and great software support, but then holds back on RAM and camera upgrades. It's like Samsung is trying to balance cost and value, cutting corners just enough to keep the price down, but still delivering enough premium features to stay competitive. Oh, and here's something most people are missing: the phone's stability. The Exynos 2400 may not top benchmarks, but it's reportedly very consistent. Less overheating, smoother sustained performance, better battery efficiency, things that actually matter in daily use. That might be more valuable than flashy specs. Now on to release timing. Firmware for the US unlocked model is already in development, which usually signals a launch in the next few months. Based on Samsung's track record, we're looking at a fall 2025 release, right after the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Flip 7 take center stage. That could actually work in the FE's favor, letting it fly under the radar with strong word of mouth. So here's the big question: who's this phone for? If you're a tech enthusiast who wants solid specs, long-term software support, and doesn't mind Exynos, this phone could be a dream. If you're price conscious, but still want a polished experience, it's a win. But if you were hoping for a true Snapdragon-powered flagship killer, with all the bells and whistles, this probably isn't it. The S25 FE is a calculated remix, not a reinvention, but in a market where phones are getting more expensive, and upgrades feel smaller every year, maybe smart and sensible is the best move. So what's your verdict? Is the S25 a smart compromise or a missed opportunity? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you made it this far, you're a real one. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and stay tuned. We've got more Samsung stories, leaks, and updates coming your way faster than One UI can scroll. Catch you in the next one.